Welcome to Joe Sports Channel. You can follow me on Joe the Funny Joe on Instagram. You can follow me on Taker Devil and hashtag Joe Sports Channel. Ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls of all ages, folks, it is March 13, 2021, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic Saturday evening. I hope everybody had a fantastic day today. It was such a beautiful day today outside of beautiful London, Ontario, Canada. And I enjoyed the weather, and I am grateful that I am sitting here with you beautiful people and speaking the facts and speaking the truth. How you all doing today? Tonight's show is going to be epic. Tonight's show is going to be one to remember for ages. We're going to have somebody in a couple of minutes, but I want to say something very important to the viewers out there. I know you guys know a great man. He used to come on my show, and he still continues to come on my show. But the last, let's say, few weeks, about a month, have been rough for him. My friend Adam from the great state of Pennsylvania has tested positive for COVID-19, but he is doing a lot better. My prayers are with him. Adam, we love you. You're going to come back. You're going to come better than ever before. Allah yahmeek, habibi. May Allah grant you to the best blessings in the world. I know you're feeling better. You wrote me that text, and I want to read it actually to the fans out there. This is what he says. This is beautiful. I want to read this because he's a great supporter of Booney, and he's been on the Booney show multiple times. So let's go to Adam. Adam says, sorry, buddy, I can't make it tonight. Tell them a special hello from me. I'm feeling better. That's from Adam from the great state of Pennsylvania. Alhamdulillah. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to have somebody on air with me. Once again, he has been killing it day in and day out. Please welcome in from Lubbock, Texas, Mr. John Lodonatis. Hey, John.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic, buddy. How you doing, my friend?
Not bad.
You're looking good, man. You're looking good. You got the beard going again. It's growing. It's looking a little rough. I like it, buddy.
It's all right.
How you been, my friend?
Pretty good. No complaints.
No complaints. I haven't heard from you for over a week.
No, well.
I talked to you last Saturday, that was it. You usually call me on Sunday, Monday.
Well, busy. I know. Well, you're busy, too. You're busy, man.
I've been busy. You know what? This week has been crazy. I started school last week.
Oh.
I had so many things. I had a dinner to go to. It was
one
so
thing after another.
But I said I had to come on tonight and speak the truth and tell you news about Tom Brady. We're going to bring up in a couple of minutes. All of that. It was overwhelming this week, but at the same time, when I come on the show, I feel just delicioso, like delight. I just feel so good. I feel so good. You know what people say, that commercial, delicio? I feel delicio on my show because the Booney believers make me delicio, John, Tom Brady extending his contract. The 43-year-old GOAT has extended his contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to hear your reaction. Tom Brady, he's not going anywhere, John. He's in Tampa Bay, and he's booked for Tampa. What's your reaction?
My reaction, I like it. I think it's good. I think he likes it there, and they let him probably do what he wants. He knows what he's doing. He's what you call proven performer over the years, and I don't think they have to probably tell him too much what to do on the field. I mean, he brought them out of they weren't the bottom feeder, but they were a middle of the road team. that probably weren't going to go too far. He gets in there. Him and Gronk came over, and man, oh man, look at what happened. Super Bowl champions. Unbelievable. He still got it. He looks like he still doesn't look his age. He looks about 30, 35 years old, and he's, getting closer to going the other way. He's over 40 now, I think. But man, he still has the arm.
John, he's 43 years old.
He keeps himself in fantastic
shape. Retire.
He doesn't have to quit when he's good. He never had a bad injuries yet, and he
hasn't.
He keeps himself good. Yeah, and he keeps himself in great. He just doesn't look his age. He doesn't act his age. He's like a phenom. He's just something else. He's like I don't know what you want to say. He's just unbelievable, and I think it's great if he wants to keep playing for them. And he doesn't want to quit football, and you never know. He might take him back to the Super Bowl again.
Look, Joker says we are champs. Looking good, JB. Hello, everyone. Hola, God bless Canada and America. Good evening, Joe. From producer Jay, Ian Ellis. All these great people who are listening to what we're saying right now, and it's the truth. He's 43 years old. He quit a couple of years ago when he won his 5th Super Bowl, when he won his 6th Super Bowl. But no, he won his 7th Super Bowl, and he said he's coming back. And what's crazy, he extended his contract. So to all the haters out there, they're going to hate him so much now, like bring up King Oos for a sec. My brother, Muhammad Sayah, a.k.a. King Oos, hates Tom Brady. He should retire. He's no good for nothing. If he wasn't a good quarterback, he wouldn't take the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl in 1 year. That is incredible. No. By a quarterback, by an organization, and by Bruce Arians, that head coach, a phenomenal organization, and plots to them. He's coming back, and Tom Brady is not going anywhere. You look at quarterbacks in the league for a sec. Dak Prescott. All these quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, they want to have the biggest contracts out there. But it's funny. Tom Brady took a pay cut in New England. He won a Super Bowl. These quarterbacks are not winning Super Bowl. You look at Deshaun Watson. He wants a huge contract. You look at Russell Wilson. Is he staying in Seattle? We don't know. Dak Prescott. I'm going to read this little thing that John Yehi Hamoud said. And this is crazy. This is crazy. This is absolutely just horrendous. So he's upset, John Hamoud. Cowboys are giving Dak Prescott a 4-year contract, $160 million deal, including a record $126 million guaranteed. Sources tell ESPN. The first 3 years agreed to $42 million per year. I am so mad right now. Dak Prescott, an okay quarterback. He's the franchise quarterback for Dallas. He hasn't won a Super Bowl. Tom Brady is taking pay cuts to win championships. John, this is reality. Take a pay cut, you win a championship. You're getting $126 million guaranteed. You're not even going to the postseason. Does that make sense?
Who's getting that? Prescott?
Prescott is guaranteed $126 million.
For how long?
He even went to the second round in his career with the Dallas Cowboys. And you look at Tom Brady, who's taken pay cuts in New England and took less money with the Buccaneers to win championships. Which one would you do? Take a pay cut to win a championship or get more money and you don't even make the postseason? It's obvious. It's reality.
It's something else. But
look at this.
I don't know. Dallas got deep pockets.
John, just read that. I love that. I want you to read it.
Me or John?
Yeah. John.
Is that Yaya?
Yeah, he'll be on the show very soon.
Why isn't he a big fan of Brady, first of all? I don't get these people that can't be a big fan of Brady.
Read his comment, John.
I'm not a big fan of Brady, but you got to take your hat off to him. Let's be real, though. That Tampa team is probably the best team, talent-wise, he's ever been on. Well, that's what they're good. I never even thought anything about Tampa Bay. I never knew who they even were. I thought they were just some Florida team that never did nothing. And they wouldn't have done it without Brady, let's face it. Yeah, they had a good team, but now he's trying to downplay Brady. Brady is unbelievable.
He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. The GOAT is.
They devastated the Chiefs, and Mahomes couldn't do nothing that day. He had the worst day of his career, I think. I felt bad for Mahomes because I was expecting a better play from him and his team, but they got destroyed. They got overwhelmed, and Tampa did play good. Tampa has a good team, but they were not a championship team until Brady came on there. There's no way. And now with Brady, they are. And then Gronk, of course, who can say enough about Gronk?
Well, this is crazy. Okay. You look
But
up.
I mean, they're bodies, right? But I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay before Brady didn't do a hell of a lot. They hadn't done anything for years, so I don't know. But they do have a good team. I was impressed. I never really followed them, but watching them in the postseason and the way they played, they were a well-rounded team. They had good defense, and of course with Brady, they had the ultimate offense. So that's all I'm going to say.
The best defense in the league. It's 1 year. Brady had a 1 year system. Okay, playing for Tampa. They said they might not even make the postseason, maybe a wild card run. Brady took them to the Super Bowl. They beat my Packers for the love of God. Joker in the background's laughing his gluteus maximus off, and I'm going to bring him on in a second, because he's going to go off on me when I say this. That Packers game, we should have had that game. We should have had that game.
Who's that? Who's going to go off on you?
Joker, because I'm a Packers fan, and when the Packers played the Buccaneers, game, we lost.
We know what happened. We know what happened there.
So my point is, Tom Brady is the GOAT, the best quarterback out there. And who else is a GOAT on Joe's Sports Channel? Ladies and gentlemen, for the love of God, Joker from the great state of Florida. How are you, Joker?
Hola. What's going on, everybody? I'm John Lopez.
How you doing?
So I will say this. The fact that Brady took that pay cut, that shows how smart he is.
What pay cut you talking about in New England?
No, he took the pay cut here. He took a pay cut to play here. He didn't take his normal big contract to play in Tampa. And that was smart. Why? Because you get the pieces that you need to make that championship caliber team. You already had beasts with Chris Goodwin. You already had a beast with Mike Evans. You already had a whole good offensive line. You had Indominus Sue as part of your defense, and you drafted Winfield Jr. as part of your draft class for your cornerback. They played it smart with the GM. And then to bring in Tom Brady, that was the final piece you needed. Gronk could have came. Gronk could have stood wherever he was. But you bring in the final piece, which is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is that field general that you needed. Tom Brady, that one that can take control of the field, survey the field, and tell you where you need to go, how you need to play it. Listen, when Tom Brady speaks to his wide receivers, they listen. And they listen. Why? Because the man has more championship rings than the best two NFL teams almost combined.
So let me ask you a question.
I'll
ask you this question. Let's say Brady did not sign a contract with Tampa Bay. He went somewhere else, Vegas or somewhere else. Do you think Tampa Bay still would have been a good team all around? Or do you think Brady, like you said, he was the piece? He was the puzzle maker?
Listen,
because their
defense
is phenomenal.
The defense was crazy. But what you needed that field general. Because defense, don't get me wrong, defense wins you championships and all that stuff. But let's be real about it. You can play defense as much as you want, but if you ain't got someone who's at the helm, throwing some bombs, making the smart plays, reading the defense on the opposite team when they're on offense, then you're not gonna have something good. They had Jameis Winston for how many years and barely made the playoffs. 1 year they made the playoffs, they were booted out real quick. I mean, that's how it was. They needed a field general, a veteran who can lead that team, and that's what Tom Brady was, and that's what he is. And he's going to be that nice little cornerstone for the Tampa Bay Bucks for the next couple of years. We want to repeat, baby. We want to do that whole thing all over again so we can run through the streets of Tampa and actually celebrate it 2 years in a row. We're trying to create a new dynasty down here in Tampa. That's what nobody seems to know.
Well said. I want to bring this video up on NFL.com. It's about talking about the contract and the extension. And, Tom Brady, it's just unbelievable. We heard a couple of days ago that Tom Brady was looking in his basement. He was cleaning his basement out. And at the bottom, Tom Brady's rookie card on track to set a new record with a bids nearly $2 million just for a rookie card. That's unbelievable. Just for a rookie card, folks.
Wait, for a rookie card?
For a rookie
Do
card.
we have that card? Hold on. I'm asking my wife. Do we have that card?
Better sell it.
Bro, I gotta listen. You actually might like this one, John. I have a Jerome Bettis college football card.
Oh, I'd be something.
That's worth some big bucks, buddy. You better keep.
Oh, I got one for you here. You want to put me on full screen for you real quick? I got one for you. This one's gonna drive a lot of people nuts. You ready for this?
Yeah.
You ready for this? This is for my baseball lovers. It's for my baseball lovers.
Oh,
What is it?
No, you got this guy is Jackie Robinson. No.
Woohoo!
Oh no, you want me to keep going?
Keep
You want me
going.
to keep going?
This guy has the big
You want me
bucks. This guy has more than $2 million in his little pocket over there.
Ooh,
Don't
Yeah, I don't want that one to fall. No.
don't ruin that card.
You hear? I'm getting yelled at. My wife's already know.
You know how long it took me to go through that?
We have. Can't see.
Mickey Mantle.
You got Mickey 1967.
Let's go.
Jeez.
Let's keep going, Joe. Let's keep going. Give me the cards real quick. Give me those cards real quick.
No, I'm not doing all that right now.
Let's keep going, Joe. Let's make it a
You
little bit.
got Jackie Robinson. Oh my goodness.
There's another Mickey Mantle.
This guy, guys, this is I think, guys, we should call ESPN up and put this guy on the bid.
They're not all worth a
You
lot
ready
of
for
money,
this?
though.
You ready for a good basketball one?
I'm ready.
Alonzo Mourning.
What year?
That would be his college card.
No, it's
College
not.
card.
Yeah, it's his college card.
If you notice,
He plays
the college cards are actually worth a lot more, right? Like the
Yup.
college
Oh,
card.
this one right here, though. This is my baby.
Which one's your baby? Let's
Why do
see.
you still have these out?
Babe Ruth, 1936.
Woo!
Okay, this guy. Okay,
Dang it.
Joker's not only a Buccaneers fan. Okay, I see that. Oh my goodness! You're gonna make me cry tonight on air, but that guy, man, just looking at him makes me tear up. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Got a whole bunch of Nolan Ryan cards. Listen, me and my wife, we actually came upon this, luckily, believe it or not. So the way we came upon this was this guy was on, was it Facebook? I think it was Facebook. But
Yeah, it was
he was
the
on
marketplace.
he was on Facebook Marketplace. And on the Facebook Marketplace, he decided, he was gonna do some selling because like I said, someone in his family had passed away, and he wanted to just get rid of stuff. So he had this whole bag full of baseball cards, hockey cards, football cards, even astronaut cards,
President cards.
yeah, like cards of presidents. And he decided to get rid of them for $50. This is the treasure I found inside of it. Like this, Joe DiMaggio.
Like the full screen.
Oh my. Ooh.
Hold on.
What's this one? This one.
I have about 60 Jordan cards in mint shape.
That's actually good.
John
I saw
Hamoud, actually, I want to read this quick. John Hamoud said the Chiefs were very hurt that day. That's why the Chiefs had a bad day. Mahomes was running for his life.
So let me ask you this real quick, and Mr. Hamoud, I want you to. I know you're watching in
We'll
the
be on
back and everything, but let me ask you this: Russell Wilson. You look at Russell Wilson as is he going to be a great? You think he would be considered a great Hall of Fame quarterback? You guys think that?
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
If he stays with Seattle.
If he stays with Seattle,
If he goes to a team like the Chicago Bears, he won't. He'll be a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He'll be a good quarterback, but he won't do what he did in Seattle. Russell Wilson. Rookie
look what
card.
that says.
Can't see it's in the dark, my friend.
Oh, we can't see it.
That is his rookie card.
Rookie card, yeah, Russell Wilson.
Ready for this one? This is the one I was telling. This is what I was telling you about, John. This is the one. Ready for this? Jerome Bettis, Notre Dame.
Oh, wow. Woo.
Notre Dame.
All right.
And just
Absolutely.
for you, Joe, because I know you love this man. You were happy when this man got elected into the Hall of Fame. You were happy to know that he was one of the best ones into the Hall of Fame. I got one just for you. That's gonna
John
make you.
Hamoud, I don't know if I agree with you with that. I'm going to come back to that comment.
There you go, Joe.
How much for that? How much? How much?
This is a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
How much you sell that for, buddy?
I'm gonna get them authenticated. We're gonna get them minted because we have another
It's expensive to get them minted.
another Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, they are expensive. Actually, they're actually they make a lot of money off those things.
Yeah, just like how John said that he has a whole bunch of he has a whole bunch of Michael Jordan cards. Literally, let me tell you, I have at least in this pile alone that I was just showing you, at least 4 Babe Ruth cards, at least 6 Mickey Mantles. Like we hit the mother load when me and my wife bought this one, and we only bought the whole. And when I say it was a satchel, Joe, like it was a big blue bag.
How much did you pay for the whole thing?
$50.
$50.
$50 for the whole thing?
What a steal.
John, it's like to think when you came
Like
down.
winning the lottery.
You got a little. Remember we went to the flea market, me and you?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
You took it back to the States with you. Remember, you had who'd you have in it? Larry Bird. You had everybody in it.
Well, that was different. That wasn't cards. That was these little. They had
bobbleheads?
these little figurines. I forget the name of them. They were these little figurines. They're only about 5-6 inches high. What was the name of those? Anyway, I bought this whole. I get this guy down the flea market. He has this box of stuff, and I'm looking at it, going. I'm looking through it. And he goes, "Just take the box for $5." I said, "All right, $5." I took it home, and I looked through it, and I got all this. And one of the figurines is what is it? Larry Bird when he played before he played pro. He was who did he play with? Carolina,
Indiana.
Yeah, that one's worth some money, and then there was a few other guys like football. There was some football, basketball, and a couple hockey ones, and there was the hockey one. There was the goalie. Brodeur was one of the goalie ones. There's a Bart Starr. They were I don't know what they were called, starter. I don't know what they were, but they weren't very big. They were about yay big. They came in the package. They're in the package and everything. I got this whole box for $5.
Do you remember when the baseball cards used to come in like the little Cracker Jack box?
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
You remember those, John?
Yeah, I do.
So in that same bag, me and my wife have found a Nolan Ryan when he played for the New York Mets Cracker Jack box card in mint condition.
That's something else.
You're talking about early. You're talking about mid '60s to late '70s.
Yeah, because generally they didn't put much in a Cracker Jacks, just garbage, little toys and shit. After a while, it was just little junky stuff.
Yeah, and that's my gold mine right now that me and my wife literally just fell upon, which I'm still like.
Well, that's like winning the lottery, really. You get that, you know what I mean? Especially for a sports person like yourself, that's excellent.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I'm even in my Al Bundy shirt, Polk High number 33.
Yeah, I was watching an old show last night, Al Bundy. I got a kick out of him.
Only man to score 4 touchdowns in a high school football game.
Oh yeah. Polk High. More like he got poked in the eye.
Yeah. Well, Joe, I just wanted to come in and say hi, say my little piece on Tom Brady. I'm gonna get out of here, but I'm gonna keep watching. I always watch, I do. So I'll talk to you later, all right, brother?
I appreciate you, and I'm so thankful that each and every day that I speak with you, it's an honor. You're awesome. You're a great supporter, but not only that, you're like my brother. Seriously, I love you.
I love you, brother. You're one of the few people who actually has my real number. So, yeah, and I always enjoy our conversations. You know that.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the support, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Joker, folks. That's Joker, Mr. Leonardis.
Joker found the mother load for $50.
$50, and you found the thing for how much? How much was it?
See all them cards?
Yeah, he got the Jackie Robinson. So anyway,
got everybody in there.
I want to play this video, and then I want to bring someone on. So everyone, the audience, please. This is amazing from the NFL network, NFL.com, I think. So we got again, StreamYards, you rock. Love to work for you guys.
Before, in some ways, James, which is Tom Brady supposedly taking a little bit less money here to try to make it work and win more championships. But he's not taking a pay cut.
No, he's not taking a pay cut. It's just moving a little bit. And this is something that the Bucs have been able to do because they've set up contracts in a manner over the last several years to be able to push some money now and move it around. And I know Tom and Mike will get into the dollars and cents in it quite a bit, but to talk about what Tom Brady has done in the 1 year that they saw him come in and win the Super Bowl, and then Jason Light, their general manager, and Bruce Arians, both this offseason, had the belief that they'll keep Tom Brady as long as Tom Brady wants to keep playing football. And this was one of their goals, even with so many free agents that they had to try to bring back to make happen. And now they've been able to make it happen. And Jason Light is now elated in how this happened. Now look at what Tom Brady has been able to do in this 1 year. He has been very happy. I've spent a ton of time down there in Tampa. He loved all the new minds that he was around, showing him different ways to look at the game offensively, from Tom Moore to Clyde Christensen to Byron Leftwich to Bruce Arians. He told me during the Super Bowl week he really enjoyed that aspect of it. Then the protection side of it, he was protected brilliantly this year. They're expected to bring that entire offensive line back next season, so the Bucs believe he'll be protected very well once again. But guys, here's the other aspect of it. This might be the first domino to fall in terms of guys trying to restructure. Look for Mike Evans, Ali Marpet, maybe Jason Pierre-Paul to try to make some of these other moves happen, where you look at Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, two names that he'd like to keep back and throw the football to. He'd like to have them. They'd like to return. A lot more pieces to come after this, but this might be the start of what we're going to see in Tampa.
Tom Brady, there you go. He's not taking a pay cut. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in the man himself, diehard Cowboys fan, Yaya. How are you?
What is up?
How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
It's good to hear you.
How you doing, John Laurinaitis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too shabby.
That's good.
I'm still a little pissed off at the Dak Prescott contract, but
I read your comment.
it is what it is, right?
I read it. Now, Dak Prescott, you don't like him, and you don't like this contract. You guys had no other choice, no other quarterback to pick. If you really look at it, who are you going to pick up? That's the only guy in the market right now for you guys.
Well, not really. We could have set the market on fire if we would have just signed Dak and then traded him for Russell Wilson. Just imagine Russell Wilson with those weapons in Dallas. Because now the offensive line is coming back healthy, because Tyron Smith did the right thing and took the whole year off to have his surgery and do it the right way.
Yeah.
Right? So now hopefully he's going to be healthy, right? Because I think he did need that year off. Then you got Zach Martin, who's back, who played. He got injured, but he pretty much shouldered the whole offensive line.
Yeah.
And he had to move different spots. It's tough on him, right?
Sure.
And then you got La'el Collins, who had his knee surgery, so he should come back healthy. So our line should be pretty good. I'm not going to say the best line, the O-line, because I think Indy has the best O-line in the league.
Indy?
Indy does, yeah.
Okay, because you said Indiana. You confused me for a sec. Indy.
No. When I said Indiana State, that's what school Larry Bird went to in college.
Okay.
But I just think that a contract like that could ultimately cripple your franchise, right? I know we save money on the cap and all that by signing him instead of signing him to a franchise tag, because that was like $37 million. So they saved about $15 million in cap space by signing him. But the guy's going to make $42 million the first 3 years of this contract. And believe it or not, this year, 2021, he's going to make $75 million.
In 17 games. Only in 17 games.
17
Not
games.
postseason.
To do what? Finish 8-8? If we finish 8-8, I'm going to puke. Okay? Because our team's way too talented. We need to address the defensive side of the ball. Now we got a defensive coordinator in Dan Quinn, which could change things, which I think it will, because the scheme it will be different. Because Mike Nolan was just too complicated for that defense. Half those guys had their head on a swivel, and they don't know where they're supposed to be, what their assignments were supposed to be, where, you know, they were all over the field. Like Jalen Smith had no clue where the hell he was.
Yeah.
All he knew, he was on the field
Right.
and get the guy with the ball. But when you're out of position sometimes because of your defensive scheme, these guys are fast. They're big. They're strong. You're not going to catch them if you're out of position. Right, so we'll see what we should do well. We should win the NFC East, that's for sure, because the division sucks.
To be honest with you, I really hope so. As a Packers fan, I really want you guys to win that division. I think Elliott's going to have a phenomenal year. I think Dak is going to be the comeback guy for the Cowboys. I really believe this is Dak Prescott's year.
Well, he's got a lot.
He has
a lot to prove right now.
It's like a coin. You're flipping that coin. It needs to be a head. It's not a head. You're not a heads. And you
There's
are.
a lot of listen. There's a lot of fans, like Dallas fans, that are delusional. Okay, I'm not one of them. I don't think with my heart. I think with my brain. Right? There's reality, and then there's fantasy. Okay, I'm a reality guy. I don't fall in love with players. I fall in love with what they do. Right? So Dak Prescott, in my eyes, I don't think he's got all the tools to be a superstar quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he has a strong arm. His arm is not that strong. He's got terrible footwork. You know what I mean? And now that he's got that,
and I look at his footwork now, and you are right. He has terrible.
He doesn't, like, he refuses to slide up in the pocket. He likes to throw off his back foot. So does he change all that? Like, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to throw off his front foot, because now he'll watch. And remember, I said this. He's going to throw off his back foot a lot more this year because he injured his left foot. And his left, as a right-handed thrower, your left foot is your foot that you step into. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be on the top of his head, that I got to step off my front foot to throw the ball. And that's the foot I hurt. So it's going to be a mind thing, right? So who knows, right?
And players are going to go after him, right?
They might go after him. That's a little dirty, but they might go after him. But
if you have a guy like Burfict who used to play for the Bengals, a dirty player like that.
Listen, listen, I wanted Burfict on the Cowboys because we could have got him for free of charge, because the guy can play. The guy's a solid linebacker. He's really good. He's just a knucklehead, right? He does a couple bonehead things that, you know, that don't allow him to play. But when he does play, he can play, right? And we could have used a linebacker like him at least last year when our defense was terrible. Like, what do we got to lose? Like Earl Thomas, Vontez Burfict. Those guys, we could have got them for nothing. At least try to salvage the season with those guys, but they didn't pull the trigger. Listen, Jerry Jones is not dumb. He knows what he's doing. Okay, he's a very, very smart man. That's why his team is worth the most out of any team in all of sports. They're worth over $5 billion, and that's all because of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones knows how to manipulate the salary cap because he's the one who came up with the salary cap. He's the one who designed the salary cap to begin with.
But let me stop you for a second. But you look at Jerry Jones. There was many years he lost opportunities to go far into the playoffs. Many years.
Many.
Look at that Romo situation, that field goal. They went for it. Was it fourth and goal in Seattle?
Yeah.
Romo was on the 1 yard line. That was a bad choice by the coach.
Well, he fumbled the ball. They won that game. They would have won that game if that ball didn't slip out of his hand, right? So
little things like that not only affect you, but affect the management upstairs. That's why people don't like him.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of him.
Listen, there's a lot of people that don't like Jerry Jones because everybody talks about the Cowboys, and that's the way he likes it, right? So people don't like that. But if you look at what Jerry Jones has done for the NFL, you should actually love the guy, because he's the one who brought all these networks on, Fox Sports, ESPN, all those networks. He's the one who got the NFL started and made the NFL such a huge empire, right? Because the revenue for the NFL off the charts, and Jerry Jones has a lot to do with it, right? Because he's all about market, right? And he brings all these rules in, and everybody kind of just grabs a hold of Jerry Jones's coattails and tries to. He benefits everybody from it, right?
Yeah.
The problem is he just can't produce a freaking winning team, right? He wants to make the money. Sometimes it's like the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs aren't going to go sign these big players, right? When they sell out anyways. So why would
you have 20,000 fans in the arena,
right? Like, why would you go and pay a huge contract to a superstar hockey player when you sell out without him?
But do you ever wonder to yourself, okay, we sell out, but we want to win finally. We want to win a championship. Like when Dallas wins the Super Bowl, the country of the state of Dallas, the state of Texas, is going to be shaking like an earthquake.
It's going to flip the whole United States will be upside down, and I
want to see it. I want to see it.
I'm going to be honest. I'll be one of those people trying to flip it upside down because out of excitement.
Yeah.
Because they've had opportunities to be there. Listen, over the years, I feel bad for Romo. Romo hasn't had any really good teams in his whole career. He's maybe had them twice.
3 times.
I think maybe 2007, 2014, and 2016, but he got hurt, right? So 2016, I think, was our year with Romo. I think
that Des Bryant catch wasn't a catch. Is that
That was 2014. Like, that was a catch, right? And then they call it a no catch, but a year later they say it's a catch. Now they don't even know what a catch is. Like, Des Bryant had that same catch like 2 weeks previous against the Giants, and it was the same almost spitting image of that, and they called it a catch and they called it a touchdown. To this day, he still caught it. I think because think about it. He went up in the air. He caught the ball. He turned. He took 3 steps. Not only that, he also took the ball and shifted it to his left hand. Why did he do that? Because he's left-handed. So he put it. So that right there, you're making a football move, and he took it and put it in his hand, and he reached for the goal line. Now, they always say the ground can't cause a fumble, but then they also say he didn't complete the process. But he did complete the process. Now they're saying, well, he didn't make they have to make a football move. Well, I think 3 steps and reaching for the goal line is a football move, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Steelers got screwed out of it too with Jesse James. I think it was Jesse James when he scored that touchdown against. I'm not sure who knocked him out. I think it was against the Patriots when they won that game. When Jesse James caught that ball in the end zone and he was down on his knees and he reached for the goal line. And then the ball shook loose a little bit out of his hand, but was still in his hand. That was a touchdown. Pittsburgh got robbed.
Oh yeah,
They got robbed in that game. Okay.
John Covenant. Remember that day you're flipping out?
Okay.
I went nuts.
They got robbed in that game.
Yeah, they got robbed.
The Patriots, like, Tom Brady shouldn't have 7 Super Bowls. He should have maybe 4.
Here we go.
Okay. Just think about it. Let's break it down.
You have to give the guy
listen.
You got to give the guy respect.
I already said I'll take my hat off to him because it's hard enough getting to 1 Super Bowl. He's been to 10. Okay, but he's also been blessed with teams around him. Like, he's had the great mind of Bill Belichick. Okay, he's also had referees that have been on his side his whole career. Why, I don't know. He's the golden child. Okay, because there's a lot of plays that happened in a game that shouldn't have happened that benefited Tom Brady. Like, this Tampa Bay team that he's been on, this is probably the best assembled team that he's ever been under center on. Just think about the weapons that he had there. He had Gronk. He brought over Fournette. He brought Antonio Brown. Okay. There was 4 AFC guys that impacted that Super Bowl game. Not one NFC guy had any impact besides the defense. But Gronk scored twice, Antonio Brown scored, and then Fournette scored. There's your 3 AFC guys, and the guy throwing the ball is Tom Brady. There's your 4th AFC guy.
But my friend, you gotta give the guy credit. It took them 1 year.
He's blessed.
The Buccaneers are going to
But look how talented that team was. Look how talented. Listen, the defense won them that.
Oh, of course, no doubt. But you got to give Tom Brady over 40 TDs for 43-year-old.
Like, yeah, but look at his weapons: Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Yeah, but when he first started the season, Brady wasn't playing that good.
No, listen,
he got dismantled.
Few games. It's not that he didn't play that good. It's just the chemistry wasn't there, right? Yeah. You got to know your players. You have to be able to. You have to be able to lock into your players and know their tells. You know, you got to know if a player, how does he run his out? Does he run it down in 90-degree out, or does he banana it out? You know what I mean? Like the timing. Once you figure out the timing and the chemistry with somebody, it's the sky's the limit, right? So it took them. You know, they hit the bumps in the road, but because they had so much talent, it was easy for them to make the adjustment. And they sure the hell made the adjustment. But I feel sorry for KC. They were injury riddled for the Super Bowl. They just picked a bad time to be hurt. They had no offensive line. That's why Mahomes was running for his life. They lost 2 of their linemen, and actually this year they had to cut those guys because of the salary cap. Mark Fisher was one of the guys who tore his ACL, I think, or his Achilles, the game before, and you know they lost Tardif, who decided to opt out because he wanted to come back to Canada and help with the COVID situation. And they lost another lineman that they just released because of the salary cap, right?
Yeah.
But guys have to
I understand where you're coming from. There was a lot of injuries. That's not an excuse. Don't get me wrong, right? There's no excuse. But you don't even score a touchdown against
it's hard.
Patrick Mahomes, man. You know, people even call him God, okay? People even call him that, okay? And only scored 9 points over.
You got to remember something. When he's running for his life and doesn't have
like that, every single play. I've never seen a quarterback like that.
Yeah, it happens, man. Like, listen, when you're running for your life because you have no protection or no time to throw the ball, bad things are going to happen, right? Look at Matthew Stafford in Detroit. He's been running for his life his whole career in Detroit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right? Watch what he
does.
Not like
that, man. Not like that.
Oh,
that was like missiles coming out.
But listen, worse than that. You got to remember, Matt Stafford went 0-16, so it's worse. But watch what Matthew Stafford does in LA. Watch what, and I hate to say it because I hate Philly. Watch what Carson Wentz does in Indy.
Yeah. He will have a good year.
Okay, and I called it a long time ago. I said Carson Wentz is going to go to Indy. Mark my words, and he went to Indy because he fits the system. He's back with Frank Wright, who was the quarterback coach or offensive coordinator when Philly won the Super Bowl. Right? Even though Wentz wasn't the quarterback in the Super Bowl, but Wentz got them there. He got them in a position to get there, and then he got hurt, and then Foles took over. Right? But Wentz won 11 games or 10 games that year. Right?
Yeah.
So, and Wentz is going to do good in Indy. I'm telling you, I think Wentz is a good quarterback. I like him better than Dak Prescott. I'm sorry.
Come on, man. You got to think with your brain, not the heart.
Listen, I'm telling you. Listen.
What did he do in Philadelphia? He did nothing in Philadelphia. Nothing.
Listen, you can't say he didn't do.
What did he do?
He put his team in a position to get to the Super Bowl in Philadelphia.
But Nick Foles had to finish it off. He had to go to
Nick Foles had to finish it off, but Philly was good that year. And Wentz won 10 or 11 games, and then he got hurt.
I think it was 11.
It wasn't Foles that did it, right? But Foles just finished it, right? That's all. Wentz was good. Wentz was good. Wentz is good. He's a good quarterback, man. He was. I think he overstayed his welcome in Philly, and then. You know, the problem was he put too much on his shoulders when he played in Philly, so he took too many chances. Like he liked to take off and run with the ball, and then he would get his ass kicked and get beat up. Like you can't do that as a quarterback. You got to learn how to slide. You got to learn how to do all that stuff to avoid injury. But he didn't do that because he felt that he had to shoulder everything, and it didn't work out for him. But watch what he does in Indy.
Hey, I wish him all the best. It's just it sucks when a quarterback like that has so much talent that is always injured.
Yeah, because he took too many chances, right? Like Dak Prescott, for instance, they say, well, Dak Prescott's numbers were off the charts the beginning of the year last year. He set he was on pace to throw for over 6,000 yards. Yeah, but he was 1-4. He was on his way. He was on his way to 1 and 5. And then Dalton came in and won the game against the Giants. We were losing that game. If Dak stayed in that game and didn't get hurt, we were losing that game. We got lucky against Atlanta because they I don't know what happened to them. They just seen this ball spinning on the ground and they didn't know what to do with it. They ran away from it. We should have lost that game too. I don't care what your numbers are, because at the end of the day, the team that scores the most points wins the game, not the quarterback that throws for the most yards.
Falcons haven't been the same.
Lamar Jackson, who throws for 185 and 4 touchdowns. I'll take that over Dak Prescott, who throws for 400 yards and 1 touchdown.
Falcons haven't been the same since 28-3.
Who's that? Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta hasn't been the same.
No, they haven't.
When you're up 25 points with that much, when you're still got full of a third of quarter in the fourth quarter.
Listen, you know who suffered the consequences in that was Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's defense, okay? Dan Quinn's defense put him in a position to win that game against New England in the Super Bowl. They did their job. It was 28-3. They did their job. But Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, doesn't know how to manage the clock, and he mentally screwed up that game.
You really think it was Kyle Shanahan? You really think it was him?
Because he did the same thing in San Fran. Jimmy Garoppolo put his team in a position to win the Super Bowl. And they were against KC, and they should have won the Super Bowl. They were up by 10 points with 7 minutes to go. There's no excuse. But Kyle Shanahan, once again, brain farted and allowed KC to come back and win that game. He did it in Atlanta, and he did it in San Fran. Dan Quinn is not the culprit here. Dan Quinn did his job. His defense performed. But when your defense ends up on the field all day long, you can't breathe, man. You need to breathe. Like, look at Chicago. 2 years ago, they came into the season as the #1 defense. But because Mitchell Trubisky couldn't stay on the field, I don't care how good your defense is. If you can't breathe or take a breather because your quarterback keeps going 3 and out, you're no good.
Yeah, that's facts.
Right? You're no good. You got to breathe. You got to take – your quarterback's got to have time possession. That's a huge factor. There's momentum swings too. Same with Prescott was guilty for that too. He 3 and out. I think our defense would have been a little bit better if Dak stopped going 3 and out.
Do you remember that game against Cleveland?
Yeah, we got killed in that game, man.
Should have won.
Okay.
They came back, right?
They came back. Yeah, they came back. Our defense started playing better, and then near the end of the year, they started figuring out things, but it was too far. It was too far gone at that point, right? We weren't going to do anything anyways. If we won the division and got into the playoffs, we were one and done anyways.
I'm thinking that this upcoming year is going to be better for teams due to the fact that they might be able to, get practice and mini camps going before the year starts.
They do. They're going to have mini camps, and I'm looking actually at the Cowboys stadium right now. The Cowboys schedule, the 2021 Dallas Cowboys schedule. They're going to have some preseason games. They play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
On August 5th and all that. So
that's the Hall of Fame game. Listen, McCarthy just had a bad deal. You know what I mean?
He's a good coach. He's a good coach for us. He's a good coach. Stop underestimating McCarthy.
I don't underestimate.
He's a great coach.
I was happy that we hired him, but the problem was, like Tyler said, was no preseason, man. You're a new coach to a new team, and you don't get to know your players.
I think that's the reason why Cam failed as well this year.
Watch what he does now. Watch what he does. Listen, Bill Belichick loves Cam Newton. He absolutely is infatuated with Cam Newton. That's why they signed him.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was actually shocked when they re-signed him. I thought he was.
Listen.
Bill Belichick has been about Cam since the day Cam won the MVP.
Yep, he loves him.
And I'm pretty sure it started even before the MVP. I'm pretty sure it was the day that Cam Newton dismantled the Patriots defense and won that game against us in Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's when everything changed for sure.
That's why he signed him again, right? He's like, I'll give him another 1-year deal because everything changed after he got COVID last year, right? He became somebody different. I think it took a huge effect on him, right?
He became too much of a celebrity. He didn't care about football. He became too much celebrity. I think he's now back in his head and working on his craft and actually like taking his time. I hope so.
He's gonna do fine in New
Let
England.
me tell you something. The first 3 games of the Patriots, he had the best game against the Seattle Seahawks. That was the best game I've ever seen Cam Newton ever play on that field. And when he hit COVID, he was wrecked.
That was it. It was over. It was over when he got COVID. All Cam
needed to do was get through that guard, the left guard, and the left tackle, and get into that end zone at the very end of the game. We would have been good. We would have caught that win.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he made a misread, and we lost that game. But directly after that, he gets COVID, and we haven't had a stable quarterback since.
No.
Like I kind of wanted to look towards the future with Jarrett Stidham halfway through the year, due to the fact that Cam wasn't producing. I'm a Patriots fan, proud Patriots fan, have been over the past 20 years of my life. And I see Jarrett Stidham being a better quarterback than Cam Newton is over the course of the next couple of years. Cam Newton is injury prone, and he's had a lot of injuries over his career, and his shoulder's really bad. He's not that great at throwing like a quick zappy ball anymore. It's more about
it's kind of like short and compressed, right? So
where you went. But I want to play this video actually, the Des Bryant catch, but no catch, and it's actually Tony Romo talking about it. It's a little like a couple minute.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Just watch how he shifts it to his left hand.
Did not maintain.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, nowadays it's a catch, but at that time, it really wasn't.
Okay.
That would have been the best.
1, 2, 3, and put it in his left hand.
It was just devastating because you feel that like this is it.
It was devastating, man.
You feel for your husband. You're just so sad for them because you know how hard it is to get there, first of all. And then you know how devastated they're going to feel.
It's like a piece of you just gets ripped apart that day. And that's what professional sports does. And
this moment still breaks my heart.
Yeah. They pulled the carpet out right from underneath him. But you know what? I'm not going to put it all on that catch.
The clock is ticking, and there's another year without a Super Bowl. And every year that passes where there's no ring and there's no Super Bowl, you feel it. He feels it in his heart.
Romo was a wizard, man. He was an absolute wizard on the field.
Dallas Cowboys is my second favorite team, so I'm on board with you.
Underrated quarterback, Tony
Romo's a Hall of Famer, but listen, it wasn't just that catch. It shouldn't have got to that. You got to remember, in that game, I think it was
shitty officiating.
It was terrible officiating, but I'm not going to blame it on that. I'm going to blame it a little bit on DeMarco Murray too, because on that one running play that he had the open field and he fumbled the ball. That kind of like was the turning point of the game, right? So that would have put Green Bay away. But icing on the cake was the Des Bryant catch or no catch. You know what I mean?
I bet Joe is happy he didn't lose to the Cowboys in that game, though, due to the fact that led to a Super Bowl.
Hey, to be honest with you, I love my Packers and all that. And a year later, it was they called it a catch. Going back to the highlight, I know exactly the feeling when a fan they think it's a catch and it isn't, and that the season is over because of that. I know the feeling. So
yeah,
it's heartbreaking.
Listen,
it's heartbreaking. There's a lot of heartbreaking things, but that one was one turn for a while. You look at his wife crying. Shit, amazing wife. I love it.
I couldn't even think of if Julian Edelman didn't catch that ball in Super Bowl 51, where the Patriots would have been as an organization to this day. And like I feel that because if that happened to Julian Edelman and the Patriots, I know how that feels with the Dallas Cowboys and Des Bryant.
Exactly.
Des Bryant was destroyed.
It actually killed Des Bryant's career too, right? Like
destroyed it
because I think he played one more year after that,
and then he played with the Ravens.
That was
Yeah,
2000.
then he played he
right?
played with Dak, and him and Dak didn't click, right? The 2016 season they did okay. When they went on that 11-game winning streak, and they had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and then Green Bay comes in and
just steals it.
just steal like Aaron Rodgers is a cowboy killer, right? So, and I hate it for it, but I love Aaron Rodgers. I just think he's the best. I think he's the best quarterback in the game.
Sure.
You know, I wish you guys would have got like the Dallas Cowboys. I wish the Dallas Cowboys would have got Tom Brady last year. I wish you guys would have got him last year because he would have connected really well with your guys' receiving core and your offensive scheme.
We're loaded, but the
There was
problem.
speculation that he could have went to Dallas. Went to Vegas. There was multiple teams.
Listen, the problem with Dallas
And the Bucks
year,
weren't even on that list.
Yeah, I don't think any quarterback would have done well in Dallas last year, especially with that offensive line being like decimated. They had third stringers. They had Terrence Steele, who was I believe our right tackle. I don't even know how he has a job in the NFL. He is so bad.
You guys were down to your third string quarterback, Ben DiNucci, for a while, and that was really bad.
That was bad. I think our Gilbert guy did the best. Like Dalton's a good quarterback too, but it didn't matter. He didn't have any protection, right? Dalton's a pure pocket passer. He's accurate, but he doesn't have the ability to scramble out of situations where Dak could do it, or other guys could do it. He's a pure pocket passer, and he's very, very accurate. Like Dalton's first 5 years in the league, he took the Cincinnati Bengals to the playoffs all 5 years. Mind you, didn't win any playoff games, but he still put him in a position to at least do something, right? Dak Prescott just puts up numbers, and people are all gaga, like Dallas fans are all gaga. Look at the numbers he puts up, and he was on pace to do this, on pace to do that. I don't care if he was on pace to do that. You got to win games in the NFL.
Speaking of the
Bengals, you know why Andy Dalton didn't win any games in the postseason? Because that coach. Who's that coach's name? He was horrible. Didn't like him at all.
Marvin Lewis.
Yes, I did not like him. Did not like him. It's like a high school coach. Okay.
Like Dalton was.
You
good.
could do better.
I liked the pickup. I liked when we signed Dalton. I thought it was a fantastic idea. Right.
Yeah, me too. Then that concussion hit. Oh my God.
That was dirty as dirty can come, and I don't know how Bostic didn't get suspended.
That reminds me of a nice little play from Vontez Perfect with the nasty hit on AB. That's what that reminds me of.
And you know what? I blame that hit on AB as AB's downfall, because I think his brain got rattled with that. You know that
he definitely did,
right? Because he was a totally different person after that.
Yeah, he definitely had some.
Last time on the show. Yeah. So this last time on the show. Okay, his brain.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Man. Look at all these players that had that. What do they call it? Is it CTE or something like that?
Yeah, CTE.
Right, CTE. Like look at those Pittsburgh players that ended up dying because they took their own life because they couldn't take the pain anymore. Junior Seau. It's a huge deal, man. Like Antonio Brown got rocked.
Speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, where do you guys see Juju going in free agency?
I think he's staying. I think he's signing a 4-year contract. I think he's going to sign a big contract because Big Ben's coming back, and Ben Roethlisberger is going to have a huge year, and the Steelers are winning that division. Just watch.
I don't know. They got Chase Claypool as their number one guy.
All they need is a running back. They have defense.
Yeah, they need a running back.
TJ Watt got robbed last year for defense. All they need is a running back. If they can pick up
they're losing a couple guys on defense too. Eh? They might lose Dupree, right?
Trade for James White. James White.
Pouncey retired.
I don't know. James White's not an every down back though. That's the problem, right?
But James White, he puts up amazing numbers. He's really good and he's really reliable in clutch situations, and he can clutch out those third downs. I believe that he could do well in Pittsburgh because that's what they need their running back for. It's not even for the first and second downs. They need it for the third down to pick up the first.
Who was that running back? Who was the running back for New England years ago that was so good out of the backfield?
LeGarrette Blount.
No. LeGarrette was like an every down back, but they had another guy that came in, was really good, and he made a huge impact on the game every time he was in the game.
Corey Dillon?
No. That was their starting. He was another guy. He wasn't a starting. He was like a third down back.
Brandon Bolden?
Rex
No.
Burkhead.
Way before those guys.
Mm.
Are you talking about back in like 2004, 2005?
No.
Chris
No,
Redmond.
I would say between 2012 and 15, 14. I can't remember his name, but he was so good, man. And then he ended
Hold
up
on.
going somewhere
Let me
else.
look up. Let me look up the 2016 roster for the Patriots. I need to brush
it
up on
might
this
not be
real quick.
2016. It might be like 15 or 14.
All right, I'll look up 2015 roster.
Devin Smith?
Mm-mm.
No.
If you say his name, I'll remember right away. I just can't get.
You looked it up. I want to ask John a question. I remember we were talking.
Deion Lewis.
No, before him.
Like just before Deion.
Yep.
Mm.
All right, let me just check real quick.
John, I remember we were talking a couple of days ago on Messenger. We were back and forth on the voice, and you said a really good point that I brought up too. All you guys need is a receiver. I mean, not a receiver, a running back. If you guys can pick up a running back, Mr. Laurinaitis, you guys are set because that was a problem last
Oh
year.
yeah, and the running backs they had weren't very big. Like look at these teams that have these terrific running backs, like Derrick Henry. These guys are 240 pounds. They go through there like they can hammer through the line. They don't have to find holes. They just go. And they need guys. You got some guys that are so small, and they're okay if they can get the blocks and they can run, but otherwise they can't drill their way through these big guys. You know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah,
that's
that's the problem, Johnny. The problem is it's a quarterback-driven league now. So these every backs that run 25 to 28 times a game are not there anymore. There's you can't even count them on your one hand. Who those?
I got a list here.
Okay, go ahead.
Le'Veon Bell, man, should have re-signed him.
All right, well we'll start with Stephen Ridley.
No.
Craig James.
No, sir.
John Stevens.
No.
LeGarrette Blount, Curtis Martin, Antoine Smith, Robert Edwards, Sam Cunningham, Leonard Russell, Sony Michel, and Corey Dillon. Those were our running backs over the last 10 years.
I don't know who you're talking about. I know a lot of.
None of those guys. Man, what the hell?
You're talking back in the early 2000s, like 2005, 2006.
Yeah, you're talking early years, and that
maybe.
was that was Corey Dillon. No, those were Corey Dillon's years back in the.
But I think he was the third down back for Corey Dillon. Damn it, what was his name?
Antoine Redmond?
No.
I know that we've had James White forever, though.
Yeah, he was before James White and before Deion Lewis.
And that's way before Sony Michel and LeGarrette.
Sony Michel's phenomenal.
He was so good, though, out of the back.
Sony Michel is a legend.
Yeah,
he's going to be a Hall of Famer, easy.
He just needs the ball more.
15 years down the line, he's going to be a.
He won't be in the Hall of Fame category if he's with Cam Newton for the rest of his career. Sorry to say, because Cam Newton likes to run the ball, does not like giving the ball to his running backs.
I don't want Cam forever. I want the Patriots to trade up in the draft so they can pick Mac Jones out of Alabama, so he can be our starting quarterback. I want Mac Jones.
If I was Trevor Lawrence, I would say, you know what, I want to go to an organization.
Solid picks.
Yeah, if I was Trevor Lawrence, I'd want to go to the Patriots because that's all we need is a quarterback and two decent receivers. We're good. We're set.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. But Mac Jones is good, man.
Mac Jones would be great. Jamar Chase would be amazing. Trade for a wide receiver, probably from either Pittsburgh or North Carolina, or from the Carolina Panthers. Get DJ Moore on the Patriots. That would be amazing.
Who's that kid right now that's going to be in the? He's one of the quarterbacks. He'll probably be like the fourth or fifth quarterback pick. Trey Lance.
Yeah, there's Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Justin
great for the Dallas Cowboys.
Who?
No, Justin Fields would not be a great Cowboy. You want to know why? The Cowboys don't usually run the read option unless they have Dak in that backfield.
Yeah, Ohio State's quarterbacks don't translate.
They don't
into the
transition
NFL
well.
very well.
He's a good quarterback.
Their transition's not very well into the NFL, right? Same with Alabama. Same with Alabama's quarterbacks, to be honest. But Mac Jones is probably the closest one that I think can come into the NFL and have an impact on it. But
I think Mac Jones could fill up that desire for a pocket passer.
But you know who I think the best quarterback in the draft is going to be is Zach Wilson.
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to exceed limitations.
Yeah, but if you watch Zach Wilson's body of work and the balls that he throws, I know he didn't play any big schools or anything, but you still have to complete passes. You still, you know what I mean? The kid just throws darts.
I'd like to see the Patriots trade away Cam. I know they won't, but I'd like to see them trade away Cam to the Denver Broncos for Drew Lock. Drew Lock would be a great fit in New England.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, Drew Lock he definitely had he had some good moments in Denver, but Denver wasn't very good at all.
If he went to the Patriots, that would be a phenomenal spot for him. Because in all reality, he's one of those guys that looks to his first, second, third read before he takes off, and I really enjoy guys that can look at their reads before they try to take off. Cam Newton's one of those guys. It's like, okay, look at my first read, look at my second, and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
I was talking
You need to look at all four.
I was talking to my uncle earlier today. I had some stuff to do with him, and he was telling me that you look at these quarterbacks who run the ball more than throwing the ball. They're not very successful. You look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, eventually teams are going to get to him. They already have over the last couple of years. This year,
well, I mean, look at the Browns. The Browns got to him so bad.
So is Lamar Jackson good? He's a good quarterback, but he's not going to last long in the NFL if he keeps up with that running game. I'm sorry.
He can't throw the ball very well.
He can throw. He can throw.
Some of his coaches and some of the people that he talks to on a regular day-to-day basis tell him that he should play running back. He really should. He's quick. He's agile. He'd be able to get out of the backfield pretty easily. He's shown that to us, but I honestly think that the Ravens should be looking for a new quarterback and stick it with somebody who could throw the ball rather than run it on every down.
Yeah.
Am I wrong here on that? Am I wrong?
They actually, teams were saying before the draft, before the year that he got drafted, they wanted him to be a wide receiver, and he's like, "No, I'm a quarterback." And they're like, "We want you to be a wide receiver. We think you'd excel as a wide receiver." And he's like, "No, I'm a quarterback." So and he kind of he did prove them wrong because he did win MVP, but he still can't throw the ball. He can
consistently.
He can throw it. He's got a great arm. He's got all that, but his accuracy is not there. He
can't throw consistently.
He's better than he was at throwing the ball, and he's only going to get better. But how long can you wait, though? Right?
Yeah, it's something you want like an effect for right away. You want to be able to, when you draft a quarterback, you want them to make an impact. You want them to be able to throw the ball into tight windows and get it into really, 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 really small spaces so that receiver can make that catch.
Yeah, like those two wide receivers for Alabama, they're going to light up the NFL.
Yeah, Jamar Chase and Smith and Waddle. Yeah,
Smith was phenomenal. But their number one guy was Waddle till he got hurt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jamar's coming out of LSU, right?
Yeah. But that's
Jamar's going to make a really good impact. I hope he goes. You know where I hope he goes to? I don't even hope he goes to the Patriots. I hope he goes to the Vikings to be reunited with Justin Jefferson. That would be amazing. Seeing those two guys, those explosive receivers.
I'll say one thing about the Vikings.
Going to the Vikings.
The Vikings want to go anywhere. They got to get rid of Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry to say. They got to get rid of him.
They can't. I guess he's got too big of a contract.
I know.
That's the problem.
Biggest mistake is resigning. He's a good quarterback, but it's not.
It's not a big mistake. I just think it was a big mistake as to how much money they gave him.
But did he give him?
They should have got Matthew Stafford.
They should have. Listen, Matthew Stafford's a stud, man. Watch what he does in LA. LA is
absolute legend.
They are Super Bowl contenders.
32 TDs, 12 interceptions. I'm calling it for Matthew Stafford this season coming up.
Oh, he's going to throw more than 32 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm calling 44 touchdowns.
Oh, yes. We'll see. You know,
he gets to stand upright, man. He gets to stand upright. Just imagine him with a running game, which they have, Cam Akers and whoever, and then the receiver, and then stud receivers with Cooper Kupp and I think Robert
Robert
is there
Woods.
too, right? Just imagine him with a
Cooper
running
Kupp,
game,
Robert
an
Woods.
offensive line, and a good defense. I'm telling you, he's going to light it up. They're going to win 11 games this year.
That's astonishing. I never thought that I would be cheering for the Rams, but they definitely need something going. And so did Detroit. With the fact that they just got Jared Goff, they got a little bit more of a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
They got a little bit more of a pep in your step kind of guy. Matthew Stafford, he played his heart out there, but he wasn't succeeding very well due to the scheme and the coaches being changed all the time. It went from Hugh Jackson over into fucking pardon me, Joe.
Yeah.
Into Matt Patricia, and then into all these other coaches.
Yes, he's had like 5 or 6 different schemes since he's been there.
Yeah.
Like, give the guy a chance to get used to a scheme.
Yeah, then he can really showcase what he's got.
You know what I mean? Like now Detroit's probably going to lose Galladay because they decided not to franchise tag him. And I think tomorrow's free agent Sunday, isn't it? Free agent frenzy or whatever the hell it is. I think it starts tomorrow.
Come on, Patriots. Come on, Patriots. Sign Kenny Galladay. Come on, please.
I'm telling you, if the Patriots get Kenny Galladay, they just picked
Super
up
Bowl.
an ultimate
Super Bowl.
stud.
And we know what let me talk about something about Aaron Jones and our running back. Okay.
What's going on there, man?
It's ridiculous. Sign the guy.
Oh my God! Do you ever sign the guy?
This reminds me of Dak.
More?
You know what this reminds me of? You know, it's a different position, but kind of the situation with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They wanted to sign him, but they didn't want to sign him, right? And then they finally said they just let him go.
Listen, you know what that reminds me of right now? Back in the day, Dallas with Emmitt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 year with Emmitt Smith.
Trying to make that
change.
change.
He sat out, I think, the first 2 games. Then he went on to win when they finally weren't playing well, and they said, "Well, we got to sign him." He goes on to win I believe he was the rushing leader that year, missing 2 games.
Yes, sir.
No, we got to do something, man.
And then they won the Super Bowl. The guy broke his shoulder in 1 game against the Giants and finished with like 158 yards rushing.
I'm pretty sure he still played through that shoulder injury.
He did. He still played. He favored it a lot. He tried to fall on the other shoulder and all that. Do you know who plays right now? I think I asked this question before. It's a trivia question. Who in the NFL is still playing right now that was a teammate with Emmitt Smith?
Frank Gore?
Yeah, Frank Gore.
What year? How many years he's been playing? Can you give me something?
Well, he's 19 years now. I think Emmitt Smith's been retired for 18, 19 years. He's still playing now, and he was Emmitt Smith's teammate.
Oh,
what position?
He's a wide receiver.
He's a wide receiver. All right.
Can
you tell me?
He's not a Cowboy.
Can you tell me what team he's on?
Well, you'll get it right away if I tell you.
Oh, this is a trivia question.
What college did he go to?
Well, I can't. I don't know what college you went to be honest.
Did you play for the Indianapolis Colts?
Their uniforms are red.
Okay.
Buccaneers are red.
That definitely helps.
And the guy is a class act.
Oh my God! Oh my! I have it.
Okay, who's it?
Too.
red.
He's a wide receiver.
Yes.
And he had a good year last year.
Actually, he used to be a number 1 receiver. Then they moved him to the slot, and he didn't like it very well, but he flourished there.
Is he big?
Huge.
So he's an inside guy.
And he did play in the Super Bowl. Didn't win, but he played in it.
John, do you have any strategy? He's making me think now. This is like a math game.
Yeah, this is definitely like a math game.
Anybody I ask this question to, that nobody can get it. And when they finally get the answer, they're like, "Oh my God, really?"
He had a good year. He had a good year last year.
He had a pretty good year. The guy's a stud. He's a stud no matter what on the football field. He's not as good as he used to be, but he's
What,
still
Fitz?
good, and he's very reliable. Who'd you say?
Fitz?
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald.
The guy
Larry Fitzgerald.
Googling over there.
Remember when Emmett Smith got released from the Cowboys and he went to
Yep,
Arizona?
he went to the Cardinals.
And
That was the exact year Larry Fitzgerald was drafted.
yeah,
And he
that
never
was
won-
his,
he never
that
won
was
a
his
Super Bowl.
rookie season, and he's
He never
still
won a
playing.
I think-
Just think about that. Let that sink in. Emmett Smith's been gone forever. It feels like forever.
And Fitzgerald's still playing.
And Fitzgerald is still playing.
Well, is he?
Look at those receivers down there in Arizona too, though.
Yeah. They're talking about trading Kyler Murray. I think it's Kyler Murray for Deshaun Watson or something like that.
That would be amazing.
Kyler Murray for Deshaun Watson, that team will be unstoppable because
Literally.
Kyler's good, but
J.J.
he's
Watt
just
now.
too small, man. He's too small.
It's not even the fact that he's too small. He doesn't have that right mindset to keep powering through. It's more I'm gonna try and rush for this first down rather than pass it downfield.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys like Lamar Jackson that likes to run around too much. Stay focused on throwing the ball. You're a quarterback. That's your job. Throw the ball.
He's very easy to take down too. Once you get your hands on him, he's very easy to he's not strong enough to keep himself upright.
That's because he's a smaller guy too,
You know
right?
what I mean?
So
Like,
it's
yeah,
not gravity.
like Big Ben. Big Ben was a beast. You couldn't take him down because he was too damn strong, right?
Same
but
as Tom
Deshaun
Brady.
Watson
Tom Brady
in
would not
Arizona-
go down.
Yeah, you put Deshaun Watson in Arizona, that's a solid team, man.
So let me ask you this question. You're a Cowboys fan. I think it's a stupid question, but I'll go ahead and say it. Deshaun Watson or Dak Prescott? And
I'd
why?
pick Deshaun all day.
Deshaun all day.
All day.
And why?
He's a better quarterback.
He
With
can read an
less-
NFL defense.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask.
He's got a better arm. He's more accurate. He's got better footwork. He can scramble as well. He reads defenses better.
He can lead a receiver by 2 yards and make
Yeah.
a perfect pass on the sideline.
This is what I say. I always say a quarterback has to be able to throw with anticipation. Meaning there's a big difference between throwing to somebody that's wide open and throwing someone open. If you notice Dak Prescott's receivers when he completes 95% of his passes are to receivers that are wide open. He can't.
Yes, sir.
That's why Des Bryant didn't last very long in Dallas, because Dak didn't have that back shoulder throw and he didn't have that high point throw. It's either he overthrew it or underthrew it. Because Des Bryant, there was nobody better in the league than back shoulder and high pointing a ball than Des Bryant.
I'm gonna debate
At
that
that time.
with one name. I'm gonna debate that with one name, and that is Calvin Johnson.
Well, Calvin, yeah, but Calvin dropped a lot of passes.
But
Calvin
Calvin was
Johnson
also clutch in
a lot
big
too.
situations.
But he was a lot bigger he was also a lot bigger. His wingspan was like 7 feet, right? So his wingspan, he said it was a 2-car garage. You throw it in anywhere to the size of a 2-car garage door, he'll catch it. Des Bryant was a lot smaller than he was, but Des Bryant was so strong. His hands were enormous.
Des Bryant is what I thought Antonio Brown is what I thought Des Bryant was going to be. Like, I honestly think Des Bryant would have had a way better situation than Antonio Brown did.
Yeah.
Like imagine they switched places. Des Bryant would be unreal.
Yeah, I think he got a raw deal there, right? So it is what it is, right?
I want to ask John this question. It's not a sport question, but is your cat okay over there?
He's all right.
I haven't seen that cat meow like that forever. I don't even think I remember.
He's probably hungry.
Is he hungry?
I don't know what he is. It's just pain in the ass.
So
All right, guys.
I'm going to go for another 10 minutes. So if you guys want questions and all that, thank you.
I'm going to head out now because I'm tired. I got to get up. I'm golfing in the morning.
Where do y'all think Trevor's going?
Trevor Lawrence?
Yep, I want to know this before you leave.
No, he's going to Jacksonville. We already know that.
Who knows? Jacksonville might take a trade up for that spot.
No, not if you say up to Johnny Savage. You're going nuts.
Not with Urban Meyer there. No way.
No.
It's over. He's going
I'm
number
surprised
one.
he didn't stay an extra year in Clemson. Actually, I was waiting for that.
Nah, if the Jets had first pick, he would have stayed another year.
Yeah, because he called him what?
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't want to be a Jet. He doesn't want to be a Jet. And I don't know what the Jets are thinking because Sam Darnold's a pretty good quarterback. He has nobody. They have nobody there. They're garbage.
The high school. Oak Ridge is better.
I'm pretty sure Jamison Crowder is their top receiver right now,
Yeah, exactly.
and Braxton Berrios.
Yeah, right. Just think about that, because Darnold's not a bad quarterback. He is not.
Berrios was picked by the Patriots to fill Julian Edelman's shoes. Why did we ever trade him away? He was perfect Patriot fucking receiver.
To be honest with you,
Perfect small-bodied slot receiver.
Exactly,
honest
like a Wes Welker, Edelman guy. Exactly, spitting image.
I would rather
like Amendola.
pick Sam Darnold in New England than Cam Newton any day.
Who
Me
was
too.
Who was the little receiver that played for the Jets? Another little white guy too. He was good. Oh. He took a beating, man. But he was so good. He was small like Edelman, Welker, Amendola. Almost.
You're not talking about that guy who committed suicide.
No. This guy's still alive. He's.
But the guy who committed suicide, he was a phenomenal. He was going to be a phenomenal player. Hernandez.
Oh wow.
Whoa. Aaron Hernandez. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
The guy was he was a cold-blooded killer, man.
Yeah, the one that literally killed an entire family.
Yeah.
He would have been really good if he didn't.
He was awesome, but he was.
That was an
cold-blooded killer.
embarrassment. That was an embarrassment. I was so sick to my stomach when I heard about that. I watched the Aaron Hernandez files, and Bill Belichick has a statement in there where he said his actions do not reflect on the New England Patriots organization. It did. It weighed heavy on the Patriots organization for a few years after that because they didn't want to draft another tight end. They didn't feel comfortable drafting another tight end and seeing that situation happen a second time.
Him and Gronk as a tandem were freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, like especially in those situations with the double tight end set, they were perfect. Like either one was butt naked open or the other was butt naked open.
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
Just
you couldn't cover both 87 and 81.
No way
on the field at the same time, especially not with 11 out wide.
Oh man, I'm still trying to think about that little Jets receiver, man.
How about this? Come with that answer next Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have to Google it and I'll get him.
Okay, man.
Him and that running back from New England.
Please do. I want to look at this running back from New England. I want to know who it was and how monstrous he was.
Yeah, it's killing me. I don't know who he was. So good. I liked him a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
He was so reliable.
Hold on. One more question for you about that running back from New England. What jersey number did he wear?
I think he wore 34.
34 is Rex Burkhead's number now, so that would have been Stephen Ridley. That would have been Stephen Ridley during that time.
It's not Ridley. No.
He wasn't a starting running back.
No. He only came in on passing downs.
Shane Vereen.
No.
Damn it. I thought I had it. This is a math show, not a sports show. It's a math show, folks. I like it.
Totally forgot about the Patriots having Shane Vereen that year.
Yeah, I'll look it up and I'll come back with it next week.
Okay.
Yeah, please do.
And,
all right.
Send some photos of the golf course. I love golf.
Peace, guys. Have a good night. Be safe. Be safe. Go Cowboys. Super Bowl champions 2021.
Go boys.
Go boys.
Good luck. Take care. Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Yeah, he's an interesting fella. He's just full of charisma, full of love, and he always brings the show even higher than its limit. Seriously, the sky's the limit. Yeah. The sky is the limit. You're the limit too for the show.
Full of opinions, but I love it.
Yeah, Mr. Lodonatus, do you have anything to say? Tyler, do you have anything to say? Got a few minutes left.
Yeah, I got some stuff to say. Yeah,
yes, go ahead, buddy.
I think we're going to talk about something we forgot about it. I'm trying to think of it now. Oh, in the playoffs when Green Bay played Tampa Bay there, that game.
Oh my God.
The controversy of that call at the end, where I think they should have went for it. They were going to lose anyway. The field goal was a joke. It did nothing, and I know Aaron Rodgers wanted to win. He wanted to win that game if he could, or at least tie it up, try his
He wanted
best.
to go to
And they
Aaron
were down
Rodgers
there.
wanted
They
to
were
go to
so
the Super
close.
Bowl.
And all they could have done it. If they could have got the 6 and the 2 points, they would have tied the game. And I think that took a lot of wind out of Aaron Rodgers. He looked like he was drained after that, because he wanted to get in there and at least try. He wanted to compete and to get that, try his best to tie that game. That would have been something else, but they didn't.
I
He should have been able to call that play himself and go in there and do it.
You can't count out Tom Brady. You can never count
No,
out Tom
I'm not
Brady.
saying that, but that was something else. And that same play happened in Pittsburgh too in a game. I forget what game it was. Exact same play, almost exactly. And
All right, well, I'm gonna hop off.
they blew it for Ben too. So sometimes it affects these quarterbacks. When they can't do what they want.
Yeah, sure.
When they're veterans, they should be able to.
You look at it this way, John, for a sec.
But I mean, that's history. We can't go backwards now. I'm just saying, boy,
Aaron Rodgers wanted to go for that, but the coach said, "You know what? We have 2 minutes and 6 seconds left, 3 timeouts with a 2-minute warning." And I could understand why the coach went for the field goal. Okay, let's do it. We stopped them. We could stop them last play. Let's try to stop them this drive. If they could stop them, they get the ball back. We can win the game. They're only down 5 points. Win with a touchdown. So there's some things there I could understand, but at the same time, personally, if I was a quarterback, I would have went for it. And it should have been Rodgers' choice, not the coach, because Tom Brady on that field, it's Brady's choice, not Bruce Arians. It's Tom Brady.
You're right.
It's like an agreement, like a team. Okay, you have to pass the puck. It's like a code. It's like they come with a strategy. So it was heartbreaking, but I believe the 2021-2022 season
was
better, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a very powerhouse team.
I don't know. I hope they do. Like you said, you need a good running back, like you say, a powerhouse running back.
Yeah,
that's what they need, a big guy that can run fast, and there's lots of guys like that nowadays. So they need some saws there. A guy can actually, punch his way through. Like, you can't always expect there to be openings all the time, because there never is half the time. Once in a while you get lucky, and I mean, nothing wrong. I don't say anything against Connors or what's his name, Snell, but they don't have the size really to, when they come against a big line, it's pretty hard for them to get through a lot of times. They don't, and then they don't get the big yards, and that's the problem. And that was the problem. They had no running game last year, so they need a running game back. They always had one in the past. If they get the running game again, there's not too much to worry about with the offense too much, so I think they'd be all right. That's all I'm going to say about them, but who knows? Maybe they'll pick up. Maybe they'll get some good guys. I don't know if they're going to pick up anybody or what they're doing.
We'll see tomorrow with the free agent.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, that'd be nice if they did get some new, some talent, some fresh talent, I guess is the word for it, especially in the running back.
I would love that. That'd be unbelievable.
Because that's probably would they're pretty. They got. Well, yeah, I said they're losing a couple guys on that line. I don't know, but
we are too. Every team.
I mean, you have to get some new guys.
You got to have salary cap. You got to have some cap space, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure the line
right. That. So,
but whatever.
I love football. I love talking about it, and
yeah, it was good.
We're in what? We're almost in April. Okay.
Yeah.
Fastlane is around its corner. WrestleMania is coming up, so the next couple of weeks is going to be crazy shows, and I know John has a lot to say for Fastlane and WrestleMania. So don't count on Mr. Laurinaitis. This guy, this is the beginning of the Booney Believer, and this is the beginning of our team. We're a movement, and we are great together. When we have Mr. Laurinaitis, the scholar, the man who speaks wise about himself and speaks the truth. Makes Joe Booney feel good about himself. It really does. It makes him feel good
anyway. You're positive. You're positive.
A lot from you, right?
But I'm not. I like to watch. I just like guys like Yaya or Noel there, or even some of these other guys because they're so knowledgeable, but they must watch a lot of games. That's all I can.
You look at it this way: they are knowledgeable, but you are knowledgeable in your own way.
Well, I'm not a big expert on the football. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you everybody that. I'm not. I don't keep those. I can't keep those numbers in my head. I don't know how you can remember all these guys. He couldn't remember a couple, but he'll tell you next week.
In the NFL Network, the NFL Network. Eventually, you're gonna come with this strategy. Okay, all these players.
It's interesting because they, it's interesting to talk to people and get their ideas on stuff. So that's all. I learned from that. So.
I do, and I learn from you each and every day when I speak with you.
I don't know what you learned from me, Joe, really, but
I'll tell you what I learned from you. Seriously, you're very respectful. You're very kind. I look up to you. You make me happy when you come on the show. The show is better with you on it, and you make people smile. That's what we need in this life, and especially today's day, because
got to joke around a little bit.
Things are happening in this country that they're trying to take away. John, you said it last week.
Oh yeah.
When we have you on, it feels like everything is normal. I swear to God, on the mighty God, I love you.
Joe, too. Maybe because of COVID, everyone. I'll tell you right now, this COVID thing. Besides, it's a health problem, but it's a mental problem because people get down on this. They're depressed. They haven't been able to socialize like they had in the past, and they can't see a lot of their family and a lot of this stuff, and that weighs heavy on people's minds. And that's how people get down and depressed about stuff because it's been a boring time. Let's face it, and still is. Some places are opening up. We're kind of opening up here in Texas. I don't know if they're going to be too how that's going to go because I don't know.
You have no masks.
Well, that's up to you, I guess.
Are you still wearing a mask? You still wearing it?
I kind of get used to it. I wear it in the store, yeah, because you can't social distance when you're in there in the store. People are running around like crazy, trying to get their stuff, and they want to get out of there. But
you live in a little town in Lubbock, right?
It's not too small. Lubbock's not. I live outside, but Lubbock's about 310,000, something like that, a little bigger maybe. It's not a huge city. It's a middle-sized, small to middle-sized city, I guess you'd say, right? So we got everything we need there. It's not bad, but.
How's the COVID in Lubbock? All right, it's okay.
Well, I don't know. It's up and down. I don't know. I get tired of the COVID. So all these figures, you wonder sometimes if the government doesn't just make these figures up, because they can say whatever they want, and no one really says anything about it, right? So I don't know. We've been lucky. As we say, I had a couple guys come down with it there a couple months ago, but they didn't get it real bad. They just had to stay home. I paid them. I said, to hell with it. These guys have been with me a long time. I paid them for the time off, and they came back, and they were all right. So, but other people get it and have real problems. They either die or they get real complications after. It's a weird kind of disease. Doesn't make much sense about it, really, if you think about it, because the doctors think, there's science behind it. Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We just got to get rid of it. People are tired of living the way they've having to live the last year or so. It's just people have had tired of it, and again, it causes people mental stress. They don't think, you know what I mean, and people get depressed. And I just want to say, people just have to power through it.
Can I say the other day? Actually, I closed my eyes and I actually said these words in my heart, and I said it out loud. I said the other day. People talk about COVID destroying people's life, and I understand that. But you look at countries like Africa, like the Middle East, like Asia, everywhere those poor countries that don't have water, fresh water, clear water, fresh clothes, fresh food, don't see because most of their families are killed in wars. And we here in North America,
we got all that
every single day. We should be thankful that we have water, that we have food, that we have beverages, that we have. That we have showers to shower every day.
They don't have
things that we should be thankful for, but we're so into this world that we want this, we want that, we want this. It's called greediness. Like my grandmother, don't be greedy. Be thankful that you have food on the table. Be thankful that you drink a nice glass of water, because countries like Africa, countries like where I'm originally from, they don't get that. They don't get that. So as North Americans, as Americans and Canadians, let's be more smarter. Let's actually talk about reality. That's the reality.
Thankful what we have.
The reality of it is
thankful what we have, because a lot of places don't have it. So
be healthy every day. If if you're a healthy person, I'm a healthy person, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy. There's
Yeah.
some days I'm out, but I always go back to that thing where I said,
Yeah.
I have food, I have water, I have a family, I have you in my life, and I have.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of these days this will be all over. It'll be like a bad dream, but it's just going to take a little longer than people thought, and people are tired of it. So that's why people are sick of it. But it's going to take a while to clean it up. And once it's over, people look back and say, "Well, there's another story we can talk about," but it'll be history in the books then. But till we got to put up with it for a while, and just try to. The one good thing they said is people are saving more money because they're not out spending too much money. That's one thing.
Try to live your life to the fullest and be happy.
For whatever you can do to make your life, either just go out for a walk or anything. It clears your head. I'll tell you that right now.
Sure.
Go exercise, work out, go outside, go for a run, go for a walk. You can still do all that stuff. It doesn't cost very much. You can go, just go to a park, but you still got to keep away from people. But people are used to that now anyway. So most people know what that's all about. And then, just try to do as much as you normally can do anyway. And then the stuff you can't do, well, it's going to have to look ahead and say, well, maybe in a few months I'll be able to go back and do that stuff now. Because then the things will be opened up even more. But I think people just gotta, they gotta realize that we gotta put up with this. And like I said, you said people are greedy; they don't like to do that, and people can be selfish and greedy, and why it should be more. Well, you'll see all the people that are stepping up right now is the frontline workers. There's a lot of people out there helping out. People working in food banks, distributing food and water for people, and there's a lot of people who've lost jobs.
You did it. The water bottles. You did it. You helped your neighbors out.
Well, there's one point where
that's being thankful.
The environmentalists are down on the water bottles because people like to throw them around. Like instead of putting them in the garbage or recycle, people they throw it. Well, people do that forever. They litter. Okay. So you see water bottles all over the place. But when it comes to a problem with like we had down here, that was a great thing that we had bottled water for that, because people didn't even have fresh water there for a while after that big storm we had there a while back. So thank God there is bottled water when we need it. It's great for emergencies. It's handy. It's safe, reasonably safe. It's in a bottle. It's sealed, so every one you open it's open for the first time. So I mean, it still has its place, but it really helps out in emergencies. So, but I don't have much else to say. It was a good show.
You make everything a lot better.
You got to find some good in the bad. You got to find the good points and the bad points.
When you're here, when you're on the show, I'll tell you something. It doesn't feel like there's nothing. It feels like the world is normal.
I wish it was. It will be soon. I don't know how long we're going to be in this situation, but
just all you guys.
It's just it's too much hype. They hype it too much every day, and people get too. What's the word? Paranoid. They get paranoid because that's all they hear is this COVID, and it takes away from people enjoying themselves. And people can still enjoy themselves as long as they do it properly and keep themselves safe away from other people. You can still do stuff.
That's why one of my biggest quotes is, and I'll say it again: Alhamdulillah, I'm living this good life. I'm breathing on God's time, making a waste one breath. Believe in yourself, love yourself to the most ability, and treat everybody equally, and life will be okay. It's simple as that.
It's not too hard.
It isn't that hard, no. But people think it's hard.
That's the trouble. People overthink everything. They try to what they call rationalize everything. Some stuff you just have to let it go. Go with the flow. If you can't beat it, join it, and just go with the flow. And we'll get over it. It's going to take a while, but it's unfortunate that people have to die and suffer from it. But I think we will. We're going to come out on the other end of it, and hopefully people learn from it. Anyway, it's an experience that we haven't had to deal with for over 100 years. So there you go.
Like Rob Murray said, we're gonna get over this. We're gonna get it. So John,
we put up with it this long. We can put up with it for I think we're used to it now. So it's just a matter of trying to do what's right, do the right thing, and not be too crazy with the social gatherings, I guess. But that's going to happen no matter what.
Texas is gathering. You can go anytime you want. It's normal down there, right? So
yeah.
It's
It's hard to say how it's going.
and the laws in Texas,
Well, it's different state to state, eh?
they're burning the masks, right? So,
Wow, they could burn them if they want.
hey, let me know if you're going to burn a mask. Let me know, okay? I don't think you will, but let me know if you will. Because I think Jessica will give you the boot.
Yeah, I just think
I'm kidding. I just
it's
little sense of humor.
you guys have a situation up there where every region does it different, and some places are really locked down tight, and other places are open up, and the people that are locked down get mad because they say, "Well, I live in Toronto or somewhere," and they just say, "Well, maybe I'll get in my car and drive down to London or somewhere. I can go shop in the mall," and they'll do it.
All the people in Toronto are coming here, so yeah,
They want to shop and they know that it's open. That's the thing. So who knows if they bring it down, the virus? You never know. But what are you going to stop everybody on the highway from coming to your town? Because
well, you know what? Hey, if they can do other things, John, you know what I mean? They could do that.
Well, they haven't done that yet.
Little things like that. You want to get rid of the book? You can
The
do that.
borders they can do the border, but that's easy to do. But to try and stop people from
Borders, I mean, they need eventually. I'm praying.
I just think that people are too depressed. You got to just think of, like you said, think of the good stuff in your life over the bad. And usually there's more good than bad in your life. So try to be positive. We're going to get over it one of these days, and try to be nice to people too. Don't be, try to be pleasant with people. And I found most people are a lot more pleasant since this situation. I noticed that more anyway. And that's a good thing. So we get some positives out of it, the better.
Life's not a race.
It's not a real race. It's a rat race. But
life is a journey.
It's not really supposed to be a race.
I know.
No, it's more of an adventure, really.
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's an adventure. Everyone's got a different path they take, and some people go down the wrong path, and that's what happens. And other people have a better path. But you can make a decent path for yourself if you're a decent person anyway.
Sure. John, thank you, buddy.
We got to get going, I guess, here. I don't know.
Take care. I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, John, take care of yourself.
Okay, you too.
Yeah.
Bye.
My beautiful people, folks, Mr. Ludonatus is not only a man, he's a scholar, he's a wise man, and I love him to each day and each breath. This man, I'll tell you right now, he's been there since day one for me. He's always asked me, Joe, Mr. Booney, do you need anything? He goes out of his way on Facebook. He's not great at technology, but he goes out of his way on Facebook and asks, Joe, do you need anything? He writes beautiful comments to me. Those are the people that we need in this world. Those are the people that we want on our team. Those are the people that we want as captain. So, John, I love you very much. I want to thank you, buddy, for coming on, and thank to each and every one of you guys for coming on as well. We will see you next Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night and especially a great weekend. Happy Sunday. Alhamdulillah, I'm living this good life.